Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm just coming on to offer some concluding thoughts about the excellent and very playable and indeed replayable Marrying Mr. Darcy, along with its admirable expansion, Emma. Further to the last video I posted, I've managed to get a few more games in, and they've all been very much in the same kind of vein, insofar as they have been very enjoyable. The narrative has been delicious. I've thrilled at my characters' fortune, my various characters' fortunes, and commiserated. Yes, commiserated and offered my condolences when other characters have encountered lesser fortunes. You know, the odd scandal. There's always something a bit delicious when you're commiserating with someone who's lost a few reputation points because they turned up at a ball with a bodice that was far too revealing, whereas secretly you're going, yes. So yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it captures all of that in a very simple format, a very playable format. As you've seen from the video, there's actually the level of thought only goes as far as your long-term plan, but in a way you're very much at the mercy of the cards and the dice. And I think I'd observed previously that that may not be everybody's cup of tea. But I think for the situation in this game, it works perfectly well. And it means you don't have a confusing plethora of card types either. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there really are only 4 types of cards. 3 if you count ladies, your main characters, and suitors as the same. Other than that, you've just got the event cards and the character cards, and that really is it. And they are the meat that drives this game. I also greatly admire the amount of thought that went into the 2 expansions, because the beauty of it is you could either get Emma or zombies or both of them, and they blend seamlessly. Emma has extra zombie cards, and zombies is tailored to be bolted onto Emma should you so desire it. I mean, it's most unladylike, this whole undead business, but you never know, you might want to go in a different direction. I was all fired up and enthusiastic after the excellent and enjoyable game with Mrs. Chung. As a non-gamer, her perspective, and bearing in mind her attitude to most of the games I play, is just, what the heck are you doing? Her attitude to this one was, well, that was rather nice. And that was her initial response. And I thought, okay. There is actually a game in my arsenal that has provoked a positive response. And I think it's not just the absence of things being blown up. I think there's a certain timeless appeal to social comedy, social interaction, and especially of the sort that about which Jane Austen wrote. I mean, there are tense moments, there are sad moments, there are heartbreaking moments, but her books on the whole are quite nice and quite light. And you know, your villain of the piece, I mean, Mr. Wickham really is about as bad as they get. And okay, he's a very bad man. Let's make no mistake about that. But he's bad in the civilized sort of way, where you know he gets a thorough telling off. He ends up being married to what turns out to be a thoroughly unsuitable young lady who he'll probably tire of very quickly, and if she has any sense, will probably tire of him too. And even worse, there's the disapproval and disapprobation of society at large. But there we go. But yes, so I think, and I reiterate the point I've made before, that if you are not someone who knows Jane Austen very well or has not read any of her books, you may not get the full experience out of these. But if you're a great admirer of her books, and if you like the ability to jump into the driver's seat, you know, sit behind the eyes of Liz Bennet or any of her sisters, and see if you can pilot them to a better or even a worse fate than they get in the novel, then it's definitely the game for you. And and I must say that for all its simplicity, this game is quite subtle in that if you know the characters well from the books, you will find that their stats, their attributes, what they start with, have been gently nudged to ensure that you end up playing them as themselves pretty much. Okay, again, it's within a certain luck based format, but half the fun of this game is chucking around quotes or situations from the novel. Um, the ironically enough, the liberating joy of being a Georgian lady, and I think fans of the book will not help but be impressed by just how well each personality is modelled in the game. A simple way, but a very elegant way. And I cannot recommend this game too highly. As I say, it's very affordable in an age where games are getting more expensive. And I think whether you're a casual gamer or a big fan of the books, the period, the literature of Jane Austen specifically, you'll want this to round out your collection. But I won't keep labouring that particular point. Just to say that this is great fun. It's very easy to teach. It has a broad appeal to all ages, and unless you do have someone in your group who's really averse to luck heavy games, I don't think you could do wrong with this game, either as a filler between heavier games. It would make a great filler between Napoleonic era war games, I can tell you that, or just for a good evening's fun. I mean, if you wanted it to make your evening, you could tweak the setup so that you play through the entire narrative of the event cards rather than just a select few based on so the reduced decks based on numbers. So it has that flexibility built in, and you will want to try the numerous tweaks and options the rulebook offers at the end. It'll keep the game fresh, and I can promise you, I think, with a fair degree of conviction, that you will get quite a lot out of this game. Do try it if you get the chance. It is an excellent, excellent piece of work, and Erica Spano is to be congratulated on an amazing design. Thank you very much.